Hey, good morning everyone. This is Justin with the Weather Center of Manitoba, coming to you from Brandon with your daily weather update here on the morning of January 13th, 2025. We're going to start off this video looking at our Mesonet portal, showing our temperature values across southern Manitoba this morning. And Manitoba is in at about minus 29 this morning at just before 8:30 a.m. recording this video. Melita in the far southwest corner of the province, minus 25. Temperature seems to be on the rise there. Reached a low of minus 28 at about 7:45 a.m. Now up to minus 25. As we travel east along the Trans-Canada Highway, Portage minus 23. Down in the Morden-Winkler area, minus 23. So pretty similar across south central areas, minus 22 to minus 24. Winnipeg, the Forks, minus 23. Kleefeld, Manitoba, minus 25. Down in Sprague, minus 27. So generally across southern Manitoba this morning at 8:30 a.m. we're between minus 22 and minus 28. So very chilly across the south this morning. Across our Interlake region we got Fisher Branch minus 28. Over across the Parkland region, Sagaming's minus 31. Actually reaching their low right now, minus 31 at 8:25 a.m. Dauphin minus 30. Roblin minus 29. So again, pretty cold. That Parklands region seems to be the central area of our cold this morning. And then also Swan River. Swan River is very cold, minus 35 at the moment, and that's the air temperature. That's not factoring in any wind chill. Grand Rapids, as we go further north, minus 30. The Paw is minus 34, very cold there as well. Also Flin Flon, minus 35. Thompson is minus 21, so a little warmer as you get into parts of northern Manitoba. But Lynn Lake is very cold. What a difference between Lynn Lake right here, minus 37, and then Thompson just southeast of Lynn Lake, minus 21. There's got to be a big temperature inversion going on there. To Dooley Lake this morning, minus 24, and then we'll finish off up in Churchill at minus 20. So across our north we got quite a variety of temperatures. We got Lynn Lake minus 35, and then Thompson minus 21, Split Lake minus 20, and then up in Churchill minus 20. So almost got basically the north split in two, the west-northwest sections of northern Manitoba, very cold, and then a little bit more moderate temperatures across eastern, northeastern sections of the north this morning. Weather alerts this morning, we don't have any in effect for Manitoba, but we do have one lone extreme cold warning just on the western side of the border, across extreme southeastern sections of Saskatchewan this morning. And extreme cold wind chill values of near minus 40 are expected this morning. And we are probably looking at this to be dropping in the next 2 or 3 hours as temperatures warm up a little bit throughout the day. But again, that's on the western side of the border into southeastern Saskatchewan. In terms of Manitoba, we are all in the clear in terms of weather alerts this morning. Quick look at our highway conditions this morning, and most of the highways look bare or just slightly snow covered. We got Highway 13 around Elm Creek, partly snow covered. Highway 75 looks pretty good this morning. Look at a camera here, we'll look at the camera at Morris. So yeah, the road looks fairly good, maybe a little bit of icy sections, some snow-packed areas there. Highway 1, just east of Eli. Got a beautiful sunrise this morning. Traffic looks like it's flowing nicely and the road looks bare. Could be some ice though. Watch out for black ice along the roads this morning just due to how cold it is and the snow that we've had the last couple of days. And then as we track back, let's check out Highway 10 to the north of Brandon. Again, nice sunrise. You can see some swirling, blowing snow as the traffic goes by, but it's not awful. At least we're not contending with any falling snow. And then number 10 south of Brandon in the Souris River Valley. looking fairly good. So there's a quick look at our highway update. If you'd like to look at this yourself and check out a certain highway or stretch of road, then you can go to manitoba511.ca. Okay, so let's check out some model data this morning, and we're going to look at our NAM model and our temperature story over the next 2 or 3 days here. And we can see this morning the models have done a great job showing our temperature values across the south, and then also this kind of colder pocket of air by near Lynn Lake, and then down towards Flin Flon and the Paw, west of Thompson. So the NAM model wins for that, doing a great job showing some colder air there. Throughout the day, our temperatures do warm up a little bit. You can see for highs, we're looking at about minus 18 to minus 20 across the south, and then similar values as you go north toward northern Manitoba. Churchill holds on to temperatures in the low minus 20s. But yeah, generally it looks like temperatures between minus 18 and minus 22 across Manitoba for the day here on Monday. And then temperatures cool down overnight. You can see some quite cold temperatures for overnight lows across southern Manitoba, anywhere between minus 25 and minus 27 across the south. And then we can see that we do get a warm up tomorrow, and we see that we have a Alberta Chinook on the way. Temperatures in Alberta are already above freezing tomorrow afternoon, but here across southern Manitoba we're still into some pretty cold temperatures, anywhere between minus 12 and minus 18 tomorrow across the entirety of the province. And then as we get overnight into Wednesday morning, we can see that this surge of warmth has reached Manitoba by Wednesday morning. This is looking at 12 noon Wednesday. We see Brandon minus 3, Portage minus 4, Winnipeg minus 9, up through the Parklands region, Dauphin's around the freezing mark. Could be some pockets here in some higher elevations of Riding Mountain and Duck Mountains where we're already at +1, +2 above. And then also across northern Manitoba, just north of the Paw and Flin Flon, could be +1, +2 tomorrow around lunchtime. Then that warmth just continues to filter east. The Interlake region looks like a nice day tomorrow. Temperatures between +1 and +2. And then as we get into Wednesday evening, things cool down a touch, but still comfortable temperatures throughout Wednesday night. The only thing is that the winds will be fairly strong, so maybe it might not feel like it's -2, -3. It may feel closer to -12, -13. The winds will be pretty gusty, but our air temperatures will be very nice Wednesday into Thursday morning. And then here's Thursday at noon. We see still comfortable temperatures across southern Manitoba between -2 and -4. Colder air up across the north, anywhere between -12 and -20. So let's look at our precipitation model here from the GDPS model over the next week or so, and we can look and see that there are some changes up ahead in our weather pattern. You can see over the next 48 hours, not a lot of precipitation happening across Manitoba. We see, this is what I'm talking about with these isobars, and you can see just how many there are and how tight they are. This is through Wednesday morning going into the day Wednesday, and here we have a low pressure center across parts of northern Manitoba. You can see that it's generating some snow across the north, and there will be a decent shot of snow here for Churchill throughout Wednesday. But across the south we remain dry, but you can just see that we're dealing with, yes, some warmer temperatures because this low pressure system is bringing in that nice warm air from Alberta and BC, but we're gonna have to also deal with some fairly gusty winds throughout Wednesday. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. We get some warmer air across the south, but with that the winds are going to be very strong throughout the day. And then that kind of clears out, and then this is our next system that we're watching for Thursday into Friday later this week, which is going to be a major weather changer here across the prairies. It's going to be bringing a good shot of snow, looking likely areas north of the Trans-Canada Highway. This is Thursday late evening. You can see it's bringing snow to Swan River, Dauphin, toward the interlake regions of Manitoba, and then it moves pretty quick. It's a very quick Alberta clipper. This is midnight Thursday night going into Friday morning, 993 millibar low. It's a pretty strong Alberta clipper. And you can see that by the time people start waking up Friday morning, the snow is pretty much ended. Some gusty winds on the back end, but it's going to work to bring in some very cold air, and the polar vortex is coming back to the Eastern Prairies, and actually it's going to impact much of Canada. We'll look at that in a moment, going into this upcoming weekend and the early part of next week. So that Alberta clipper that's coming on Thursday and Friday later this week is going to be the culprit that's going to really bring down a major spill of Arctic air, again, later this weekend and into the early part of next week. So that is a little bit further out in weatherland, but models are pretty stern on this pattern flip that's going to be happening. So a nice week of weather coming up for Manitoba, especially the middle of the week. Wednesday will be the warmest day. Some places will have temperatures above the freezing mark, and then it's just going to be a total 360 as we go into this upcoming weekend. And so we can look at this on the European model. This is our 850 millibar temperature anomaly, and what this is showing is our temperatures at 850 millibars relative to normal. So you can see this morning it's cold outside across much of the province through the north down southern Manitoba. We're about 10 degrees below the seasonal average across southern sections of the province. And you can see that cold exits down south towards Minnesota and Wisconsin in the United States, and then we get our warm up. You can already see Alberta, some places in Alberta are about 15 degrees above the seasonal average on Tuesday morning. And then here is Tuesday evening. You can see that surge of warm air coming and shooting across the Rockies. And you can see by the day Wednesday, so here's Wednesday at noon, southern Manitoba, we got some gusty winds, but everyone is pretty much about 10 degrees above the seasonal average for this time of the year, which the seasonal average is around, I think, minus 12, minus 13 across southern Manitoba. So 10 degrees above seasonal would put you, around minus 2, right around that freezing mark. And then we get one more surge of warmth as we get this Alberta clipper that comes across the areas of the Rockies into Alberta, and then central parts of Saskatchewan for Thursday, and then that tracks toward Manitoba for Friday. You can see as it does that, it brings our temperatures right up. This is Thursday night into Friday morning. Again, we got temperatures anywhere between 10 and 15 degrees above the seasonal average for this time of the year. And then look what happens right after that Alberta clipper pushes through. You see our temperature anomalies crash, minus 15 below the seasonal average, already starting across Alberta, Saskatchewan for Friday night into Saturday, and then that spills into Manitoba. You can see that across southern Manitoba we are 15 below the seasonal average, and then the temperatures just continue to cool down into Sunday morning. Now we're looking at temperatures closer to 20 degrees below the seasonal average, and then we get really the core of the cold Sunday night into Monday morning, where temperatures across extreme parts of southern Manitoba are 20 degrees below the seasonal average. Stateside, almost 30 below the seasonal averages. And then look at the cold that's expected across the Midwest of the United States, and then headed towards Florida and going into Tuesday. You can see that parts of Florida down here in the States could be 10 to 15 below the seasonal averages for there. And then also the East Coast, the eastern seaboard of the United States, Washington, New York, Philadelphia, and then down into North and South Carolina as well. We're looking at 15 to 20 degrees below the seasonal average. But here in Canada and across the prairies, you can see our temperatures start to rebound a bit. This is Wednesday, January 22nd, and then there could be another surge of cold going toward the 23rd, 24th of January. But that second push of cold air is a little bit far out to really say for sure. What we're really looking at and we want to pay closer attention to is this upcoming weekend, and going into early next week, Monday, Tuesday of next week, got a really cold blast of Arctic air. Some of the models are already hinting at wind chill values of -50 across southern Manitoba for this upcoming weekend and into early next week. So we're going to continue to watch that over this upcoming week as that Alberta Clipper system sets its sights on Manitoba for Thursday and into Friday of this week. And then the cold is coming in behind it. For now, just enjoy the nice warm temperatures that we have coming. Again, it'll be a little breezy on Wednesday, but the temperatures will be very nice and well above seasonal values. Have a great day, everyone.